I'm Shane Swarthout. I'm the father of Lexie Swarthout and Deacon Swarthout and Lucille Swarthout.
I'm Beth Swarthout. I'm their mom, and Lexie is our oldest, as Shane was saying. And when Lexie was 3, Deacon was 2, and Lucille was 1, we received her diagnosis of alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma. So it was summertime. She told us a couple times her throat hurt. We noticed she was drooling and slurring her words really bad. I had Shane take her to the doctor because I thought maybe she had strep since she had mentioned her throat hurt. And they took a look and she was fine. They just said it was viral and it would run its course. And then we all came down with a summer cold, and her cough was really bad. It would wake her up in the middle of the night and she couldn't get back to sleep, so I was just worried she needed a breathing treatment. Yeah. So I took her again to the doctor, and I mentioned the slurred speech and the drooling to the doctor. At that time, she said she wanted to look in her throat, so she got the tongue depressor out and took a look and saw what she called an abscess, and had us go to Children's Mercy right away to drain it and get on antibiotics for that. But when we got to the hospital, they did her scan. I remember them showing us her image, and they just kept saying it's not like a normal abscess, it's not fluid filled, it's more solid, but it still didn't ever occur to us what it really was. We were looking at her tumor. And then from there, there was further testing to just confirm that it hadn't spread to her lymph nodes or anywhere else in her body. She had a feeding tube placed because the location of her tumor, she wouldn't be able to eat or drink at some point in her treatment and would need the feeding tube to survive. And then her treatment was 52 weeks long, so basically a year long. It included chemo. Some rounds were 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then another round that was a really harsh round, which was the first round she started on. They check you into the hospital because it's really intense and they have to monitor her around the clock to make sure she's doing okay. It's 3 chemos, one right after the other. She lost her hair really fast within a week of that first treatment.
That was really hard to see, that her hair go and coming out in clumps on the pillow and everything is we didn't, see that coming.
Yeah. Nothing prepares you for that. Yeah. And then Shane shaved his head.
Yeah, I had long hair like I do right now, and I shaved my head for her, so.
She got to help shave his head. She thought that was fun.
Yeah, she did.
I worked full time outside of the home as the primary provider. I reduced my hours at work. And then, it's just things you don't ever think are gonna happen. I was at the end of my FMLA leave when Lexie was finishing her radiation treatment in St. Louis, and I got the letter that said, if you don't get back to work by this date, you no longer have a job. So I first found out supporting kids was a thing when she got diagnosed, and my sister-in-law brought me a care bag from them that they make for parents staying in the hospital with toiletries and towels that you need. We had a friend of the family that had utilized their help, or supporting kids foundation had helped when their son was in treatment, and so they did like a referral for us to receive help. And they stepped in and they paid the mortgage and the utilities. A few months went by and we needed help again, and I reached out and they helped again. They never asked for anything besides, what do you need help paying and what's the login so we can do that.
We didn't have to sell our house. We didn't have to, sell our car, which we would have done any of that, but it gave our kids a future. So now we could still think about them going to college and be able to do all that, like, instead of selling all these things and scrambling and just surviving and keep surviving and keep surviving. And now we can actually get back to a normal, try to get back to a normal.
They got to stay home.
Yeah, they got to stay
the reality was we were going to have to sell our home and probably move in with my parents. It just wasn't doable to pay the mortgage and the utilities and all the other expenses that came with her treatment.
I'm Steve Flonis. I'm one of the board members of Supporting Kids Foundation. Supporting Kids Foundation is a local organization here dedicated to providing financial support to families in Kansas City that are fighting pediatric cancer. Supporting Kids Foundation was founded in '09 in Lenexa. Since our inception, we've given away $1.6 million to local families in Kansas City. The Supporting Kids Foundation gives away close to $30,000 a month in gifts to local families in Kansas City. Things that we pay for are like utility bills, car payments, just things so that the families can focus on the care of the child. The Supporting Kids Foundation works directly with the social workers at Children's Mercy Hospital. They'll identify a need, and then we give a gift on behalf of those families so that a family can focus on taking care of their child.
So I'm Richard Long. I'm Vice President of Sales and Marketing with Technology Group Solutions here in Kansas City. TGS is a world-class provider of IT services, everything from consulting to engineering, design, deployment, implementation, all the way through managed services for our small and medium-sized customers. In fact, we're the preferred IT partner of the Kansas City Chiefs, which makes us very proud. Some of the ways that TGS supports a foundation are we participate in the annual poker tournament fundraiser, which is a lot of fun, and we have a good time doing that. We help to raise money through sponsorships. Secondly, TGS also runs an annual golf tournament where all of the proceeds that we raise for our golf tournament are donated to the Supporting Kids Foundation. What I found when I got to TGS was that we have a culture that is more about giving back to our employees, our community, the people in the community, the people that are actually making it possible for us to do what we do. And I just think it's buried in the fabric of who we are to be embedded into the community and given back to the people that give to us.
Thank you.